Well, this is Origins of Our Faith. My name is Rick Richardson. Thanks for being with me once again on another program. We are going to be talking today about, we're going to be looking at a brief history of the kingdom of Israel. Now, I mean this specifically, the northern kingdom of Israel. What do I mean by the northern kingdom of Israel? Well, in ancient times, Israel existed as a kingdom through the reign of King Saul, and then through King David, and then through King Solomon. These three people were kings over the entire nation, to one degree or another, of the kingdom of Israel. Now, upon Solomon's death, the kingdom split in two. We actually read in 1 Kings 1, 1 Kings 11, verse 11, why this happened. Because Solomon, in his old age, had a lot of wives, a lot of concubines, a lot of influence going towards other gods, doing things that he wasn't supposed to do. He built specific places of worship for his various wives that came from other nations that worshipped other gods. And because of this, because he was going astray in this regard, God said, I'm going to take the nation from you. But because of your father, King David, I'm not going to take it from you. Out of respect for him, I will take it from your son. And also, I will not take the entire kingdom. You'll be left with one tribe. Well, as it so happened, the kingdom split in two upon Solomon's death. Now, how did that come about? Well, there were a lot of things that really led to this. One of the things that really was primary is people were tired of being taxed. It seems like a familiar story about why people get upset with government. Well, and this was no difference back in ancient times. In ancient times, people were taxed heavily. They built a temple to God, and it cost a lot of money. It had a lot of gold in it. It was something that took a lot of time and effort, and again, a lot of resources. Also, there was a time before the monarchy began, before King Saul and King David, where they existed as a tribal community. In other words, there were people from various different tribes or different families that really had governing power over themselves. They did not have a central government per se that dictated everything that they did. Well, many people wished that would be in existence again. Similar to sometimes when here in our country, in America, we reminisce over states' rights versus federal rights. In other words, some things that we believe, well, that should be the domain of the states. The states should have control over that rather than a federal bureaucracy that isn't close at all to the location of the states determining what's good for them. Let's bring it down to the local level and have states' rights as opposed to a federal government in control of everything. Well, this was much of the situation that was going on in ancient times. People were tired of the monarchy in that they were taxed heavily. They didn't seem to have a lot of benefit from it either. A lot of the benefit went to the southern part of the kingdom, went to the area of Judah. And King David, or rather King Solomon, had, again, a lot of wives. I think it was something like 400 wives and 1,000 concubines, or maybe it was 1,000 altogether with those wives and concubines. But it was a lot, nevertheless. It was such that it basically created a welfare state for the royal court, where the rest of the nation was supporting a lot of people and a lot of effort going into this elite group of people there down in the southern part of the nation. And quite frankly, as time went along and people grew tired of being so heavily taxed, by the way, if you were up in the northern part of the country, say Galilee or further north than that, not only did you not have a lot of say over what went on in the southern part, you didn't have a lot of participation in it. You maybe 2 or 3 times a year would get down to Jerusalem and to the temple where you would then bring your sacrifices and you would celebrate the festivals. But beyond that, you didn't have a lot of benefit from the temple. You didn't receive a lot of benefit from all the taxes that went in to support Solomon and his many wives and families. So people were kind of tired of it, wanting a break, wanting something a little bit different than what they had. So when Solomon died, his son Rehoboam took over. Now the people from the northern part of the kingdom came and talked to Rehoboam and said, "Hey, we're tired of all this stuff. We'd like a little relief. And if you would then do away with some of the taxes, give us a little bit of rest here." Well, Rehoboam said, go away and come back in a few days and I will give you my answer. Well, he talked it over with some of his advisors that were advisors to his fathers, some of the older ones, and they advised him, well, yes, you should give them a break. You should make the people feel good towards you. If you do this, if you show your kindness and you show your willingness to support them, they will support you and will be forever in your debt and have gratitude and things will go well with you. But the younger people that were in Rehoboam's court, the people that were his age around him, said, "Oh no, tax them heavily. We don't want to miss out on all this wealth." And so when the people came back, Rehoboam went along with the people his own age. And he told the people from the north, my father chastised you with whips, I will chastise you with scorpions. He made your burden heavy to bear, I'll make it even heavier. And so not only did he say he would continue many of the harsh things, or people viewed as harsh things that Solomon had in place, he said, it's even going to be tougher. I'm going to tax you more. Not really the wisest thing to do. It was at that time that the northern part of the kingdom rebelled, wanting again to get back to some of the rights they had as tribes, away from some of the federalism with the monarchy that existed, and really wanting to enjoy a time that they hoped would be peace and prosperity without all the heavy taxation. And that's what they were hoping for. That's what they were looking forward to. But apparently that was not going to happen. So we're going to take a short break. When we get back, we'll talk about what the result of that was. Take the short break and come right back.